I'm not actually controlling this podcast episode, okay? So this is going to be very exciting. Now that is very, very interesting, and this is going to fit so nicely, because when I release this video, it would already be released, this episode. And I'm talking about, I tell you what, AI is a bit scary, bruv. I'm not going to lie, AI is a bit scary, man. This is literally what I was talking about in the last point. Are we live? We are live. We are live, people. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ricky2ra Podcast, episode 73. 73, I'm sure it's episode 73. So I hope you guys are staying well. Hope you guys are just living life, man. I hope you guys are living life. I want to just say that this episode is going to be a little bit different, okay? If you watch it on YouTube, I've got my phone on me right now, because this is where it's going to partake for the episode. So it's very interesting, because normally I'd say I'm talking about this and this, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm not actually controlling this podcast episode, okay? So this is going to be very exciting. I have no idea what I'm going to say, but without further ado, people, AI, Chat GPT, did I say Chat GPT? Great Britain. No, Chat GPT is going to be controlling this episode. Now, what do you mean by that, Ricky? Well, I asked Chat GPT a question, okay, and it has given me the answer. And the answer of that question, you know where this is going. The answer to that question is going to be this podcast episode. So without further ado, people, the title of this podcast episode is I asked ChatGPT on how to become the best magician. So becoming the best magician you can be. So basically I went on ChatGPT and I was like, you know what, Wagwan, how can I become the best magician? Doing a podcast episode. It's like, say no more, Ricky. So let's just dive straight in, shall we? Let's dive straight in. This is gonna be cool, because I have no idea like how I'm gonna bring this into a podcast episode. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So the number one thing, the point, because it's breaking down in points for me. The number one point on becoming the best magician that you can be from Chat GPT is foundational skills. Now, it has said, I'm just going to call it AI, because Chat GPT is just a mouthful for me. So AI has basically said, master the basics of magic, including sleight of hand, misdirection, and audience engagement, and focus on building a strong foundation before attempting advanced tricks. Which is 100% right. I think this is similar to my how to learn magic, really, but becoming the best magician you can be is different for everybody else. So I believe AI has done that correctly for that first point. You've got to learn the foundational skills of anything, really, of anything that you start. And becoming a magician, you've got to really know the basics, you know, just anything. It could be a card shuffle, to how you spread the cards out, to learning a particular sleight of hand move, to knowing where the one hand's going, where the other hand's going. So becoming the best magician you can be from AI, I am very impressed so far. Focus on building a strong foundation before attempting to advance tricks. Yes, you don't really want to go and do like a marathon, right, on your first attempt. You kind of want to do like the little mini ones first, don't you? Instead of diving straight in there, unless you're very ambitious. But the point I'm trying to make is magic is a skill that needs to be mastered. So from what AI is saying, it's saying start low and then build your skills up where you can do the advanced tricks, basically. So yeah, focus on building a strong foundation before attempting the advanced tricks. You wouldn't really want to be born and try and run straight away. You'd want to walk first, wouldn't you? So yeah. Point number two from AI. Okay. Continuous learning. Okay. Embrace a mindset of constant improvement and learning. Attend workshops, read books, and watch performances by experienced magicians to gain new insights. Yeah, you know what? AI is scary, man, isn't it? AI is very scary. I agree with that. Embrace a mindset of constant improvement and learning. As a magician, you always want to be learning. You cannot stop learning. Like, for me, I'm going to bring this back to me, so there's some relatability here. You know, I always wanted to do card magic, and I didn't really want to get out of that. And I remember I started learning cash, a bit of money with cash, a bit of money with coins, and now I'm here in the shop and I'm starting to learn more stuff with like sweets and just general items that you'd get from a shop. So that's why I'm embracing a mindset of constant improving and learning. Apologies for that, the shop phone is ringing. We are here in the shop. If you didn't know that, you do now. So anything can happen. But yeah, you've got to embrace constant learning. Like, for me, I'm trying to look around into the shop and see what magic I can do with anything. Like, I haven't just stuck with card magic, saying, oh, I'm going to do card magic in the shop. Yes, that would work, but what else can I do? And then that'd kind of get your mind rolling and see where you want to progress from there. But this one's very interesting. Attend workshops, read books, and watch performances by experienced magicians to gain new insights. Now, I have talked about that. Workshops, read books, like your magic circles, your magic books. But one thing I haven't really touched upon, which AI has, which is really good, it seems to be working, is watch performances by experienced magicians to gain new insights. Now, that is very, very interesting, and this is going to fit so nicely, because when I release this video, it would already be released, this episode, and I'm talking about Dynamo is Dead. I will be watching that live, which is here in UK time, 9 PM on a Thursday, I believe, Thursday the 14th of December. So you guys will be hearing from me on Saturday and YouTube on Sunday, so this fits in very nicely. I will be watching that show, and I will be gaining new insight to what Dynamo's been up to, what he's learned, what he's done, because what I've realised is it's the art of storytelling as well that I need to improve on, and I feel like Dynamo does that so well, and I feel like every single TV show that he's putting out, he's getting better and better. And obviously Dynamo is Dead is obviously him being buried alive, but it's about dealing with loss, isn't it? So it's going to be in a theme of that, and it's going to really, I feel like it's going to bring emotion to the viewer, and I will be gaining, like AI said here, new insights from that. So for you guys out there, you can go on YouTube and literally look at any magician and gain any new insight. It doesn't matter how old the video is or how new it is, you'll always gain something new from it. So AI is 100% right. Okay, point 3. Creativity and originality. I just know this is going to be up my street. Strive to develop your unique style and voice in magic. Experiment with different techniques and create original routines to set yourself apart. Now, I've got a very good example here, but first I want to just add to the first point. Strive to develop your unique style and voice in magic. I have told this story before, or have I? This could be an exclusive. I joined Magic Circle in 2015, just before my 18th birthday, and I showed a man that I respect a lot, and he goes by the name of Charles. So Charles, if you ever watch this, shout outs to you. He is a experienced and a veteran in the Magic Circle, in the Bradford one, and I remember I sat next to him just before I went in for my audition, and he was saying, oh, can you show me something? And I showed him something, and I was very obsessed with Dynamo at the time. I hadn't really figured out my own style and my own voice. So I ended up showing him some magic, and I did, like, as people call it, the Dynamo Shuffle, when really it is the Civil Shuffle, but Dynamo's just made it part of him, so he's called it the Dynamo Shuffle. So I did the Dynamo Shuffle, and he gave me a very good piece of advice that changed the way I performed that. And he said everything was great except you did the Dynamo Shuffle, and everybody associates that with him, even though it's not his shuffle. He's made it his own. So I stopped doing that really about a year after. It took me a while just to get rid of it because it was in my routine. However, it was a crucial piece of advice that's really benefited me for the long term, and I found my own style by stop impersonating other magicians. So that is a very important point by AI, which is strive to develop your own unique style. And when you find your unique style, you find your voice as well. You kind of know if you're into the comedy part of your magic, or if you're into the serious part of your magic, or if you put on this persona. You kind of find all that out for what style you want to go in. And the second point is experiment with different techniques and create original routines to set yourself apart. Again, what are magicians known for? So Dynamo, like I said, for example, he did the Dynamo Shuffle. He's made that his own, so that kind of sets him apart from other magicians. What have you got that's kind of different to other magicians? For myself, different techniques and routines. I haven't really got anything that's different to other magicians apart from the way that I kind of perform it. Whereas like now I'm in a shop, and the shop makes me a little bit more different to your regular magician, and I'm doing magic with other things as well, and I'm creating my own routines from there that I could perhaps put in to my own routine in the future. So it's just a bit of thought for you guys out there, especially the beginners as well. Don't think too much into it, I would say. I know AI is saying very good points, but in order to find these things, you've got to consistently perform and recreate yourself at the same time in order to find your style. So I'd say keep trying until you find it. And if you're saying to me, well, Ricky, I can't find it, that means you're not trying enough. Point number 4. Practice and dedication. Very key, very key. So what's it said? AI has said, practice regularly to refine your skills and ensure flawless execution of tricks. Dedicate time to perfecting each aspect of your performance, from the script to the gestures. Okay, I'm liking this, guys. I hope you guys are liking the AI notes here. Practice regularly. Yes. I've been slacking a little bit recently, I'm going to be honest with you. However, I've still been performing on a day-to-day. I think I missed maybe a day or two recently, but I know where I've gone wrong from that. But practice regularly. You've got to. Otherwise, you're just going to not know. How are you going to perform if you haven't practiced? And I know there's a debate saying performing is your practice, but if you don't even know what to say or what to do, then you can't. Like, how are you meant to drive a car if you haven't practiced driving a car? You can't just get in and just push a button and like expect it. You'll crash, won't you? So it's the same with magic. You need to practice, like practice in your bedroom in the mirror, somewhere quiet, and then go out and perform. And then where you've messed up, you can still go out and perform and learn from that. You only learn from your mistakes. Dedicate time to perfecting each aspect of your performance, from the script to the gestures. Now, this is very key, and this is something that I've recently, in the past few years, have gotten into. Not as much as I'd like to, but certainly for me, it is something that I have got into, and I will tell you an example. So obviously, perfecting each aspect of your performance, you've got to keep adding more into your routine, into your performance to better it. And it says here, from the script to the gestures, everything in magic is strategic. Now, there can be impromptu things that you've got to learn, and if stuff doesn't go the way you want to, you've got to adjust there. But especially for stage magicians, and I've dabbled in stage magic, and I feel like me writing out a script beforehand and then learning the lines off that whilst I'm practicing is a lot more better. And I actually have not done that in my close-up sets, so I might need to add that into my close-up sets as well. But adding the script and the gestures on what you do, kind of like how we talked about earlier in the episode of your hand misdirections and stuff like that, that definitely adds to it. But for anybody that wants to get in stage magic, I would seriously think about the script of how you want to say something rather than practicing the magic first. I would get the script down first, and then you'd know exactly what to do with your magic and put that together in your practice and then perform it. That's just my advice. But AI has made two very good points on practice and dedication. Okay, guys, I think we're halfway through. By the way, there are 10 points. We're on number 5. And we are about 15 minutes into this episode. So, guys, if you like it so far, hit a like, man. Hit a like and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. And this is a very new kind of like template that I'm doing for this. I'm asking Chat GPT questions. So, come on, let's go straight into the 5th point. Adaptability. Be flexible and adapt to different audiences, venues, and unexpected situations. Learn how to handle mistakes gracefully and turn them into part of the show. What did I just say before this point? I tell you what, AI is a bit scary, bruv. I'm not going to lie, AI is a bit scary, man. This is literally what I was talking about in the last point. Be flexible and adapt. I feel like I'm a natural at this. I honestly feel like I am. I feel like adaptability is in my like back pocket. I feel like I can adapt to different situations, and I'm just gonna not look at my phone for a second and just talk to you guys and say that is probably one of the most important things on there. If you can learn to be adaptive, you can literally get yourself, like I said in the last episode, get yourself out of situations. You can get yourself out of any situation, or you can get yourself in any situation. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm telling loads of stories. This is a banger of an episode. Please like it. Please, honestly. I did a little fun fair event for Bradford Magic Circle a few years back, and it was for the Dragon Boat Festival in Bradford. Now, I believe we were all told, it's a group of magicians, by the way, so there's about a good 6 or 7 of us. And we were told that we were meant to do magic inside the VIP area of where the contestants were going to do the boat riding, so like kind of like their little private VIP section away from the general crowd where they can like get changed and like chill out before they go out boat riding. Now, when we got there, that's what we were told. But we were quickly told that they had changed and we could not go into the VIP section and we could just do magic to the general public that were there. Now, in my mind, I was like, ugh, but I wanted to, like, something that I can't have, I want, like, for me, when somebody says you can't have that, I want it, like, it's in my DNA, like, I will get it, like, you're not going to stop me, I will do anything to get it. Now, that kind of struck a mental, like, scratch in my brain, and I'm like, I'm going to get into that VIP section. I don't care if I blag it, I will get in there. Now, again, this is to the topic that AI said, adaptability. So I started doing magic to the general public, and then I went to like the gate where the VIP section was, where security was, and I went, oh, I'm from Bradford Magic Circle. You know, I've been told that I'm doing magic in here. And it was a girl at first on security, and she went, oh, you've got to talk to so-and-so. Let's call him Tom. You've got to talk to Tom. And I was like, where can I find Tom? And I just knew straight away my magic wasn't going to work on her, just because I knew I can kind of like suss out how it wouldn't work. So she was like, oh, you can find Tom like somewhere. She wasn't really that helpful, to be honest. But anyway, I managed to find Tom. And I was like, Tom. He was like, how can I help? And I was like, oh, my name's Ricky, I'm part of the Bradford Magic Circle. I was told that I just blagged it. I was like, in the VIP section of the Dragon Boat Festival, I'm here to entertain some of the VIPs. And he's like, no problem, follow me. And I was like, oh my god, I've not even showed anybody magic yet, and I'm doing it. Like, this is just me just blagging it, by the way. And then I go in, I got past the gate, I go into the other side, so the girl security guard at the beginning, she's on the other side, there's 2 security on each side of the door. Go to the other one, so they haven't seen me, it's new, and he's like, oh, we've got a member of the Bradford Magic Circle here. Go in, absolutely dominate it just by myself, absolutely just put it on fire, just showing magic to everybody. And you see how I've adapted to the situation, so I've gone from just cool, just going with the flow, to absolutely just myself inside the VIP showing magic to everybody. Now, that's a non-magic adaptive way, but still, I hope that story helped. Learn how to handle mistakes gracefully and turn them into part of the show. Exactly. Like I said, practice, perform, fuck up, learn from it, perform, succeed. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I've talked about this loads and loads on my previous episodes. Just check them out. I don't want to go that much in depth on the mistakes in magic because I've talked about it a lot. So especially in what I struggle at as a magician. Please check that out. Okay, point number 6, effective communication. Work on your communication skills to connect with the audience. Develop a compelling narrative for your magic acts, creating a memorable experience for spectators. It's all about storytelling. You've got to bring that emotion childlike out for your audience. I've talked about this before, but you've seriously got to try and be a sociable person when you're in magic. And I feel like a lot of magicians start off shy, but when they get in front of an audience, they turn into something else. Kind of like myself. You've just got to learn that over time and over experience, and you'll get to know, like I noticed that girl from Dragon Boat Festival at the gate, my magic wouldn't work on her. You kind of get that instinct the more you do it, and you can kind of suss out more people who would enjoy the magic more than others, and you might even surprise yourself. Somebody that you thought didn't like it would like it. Point number 7, networking and collaboration. Connect with fellow magicians to share experiences and tips. Collaborate on projects, attending magic conventions, and build supportive community. Yes. Don't just do it by yourself, boys and girls. Don't do it by yourself. Always, like, you've got social media. Just go on Instagram, like somebody's photo, add a comment, and then you can just talk in DMs and then send videos of your magic practice. And next thing you know, you're meeting up, going to a magic convention. Shout out to my boy Samraz. I knew him from Magic Circle. I asked him, do you want to go to Blackpool Magic Convention? He was like, yeah, I'm down. And we went. I made a vlog about it. Check it out on the channel. You just got to network and collaborate. Now, I don't think I've actually myself collaborated with another magician. However, I've done an interview with another magician as well. So, yeah, it's something that I want to do more on. But AI is absolutely killing it. Point number 8, understanding your audience. Tailor your performances to suit the preferences and expectations of your audience. Gauge reactions and adjust your act accordingly to maximise impact. Yes, you wouldn't do magic at a wedding at like an anniversary or like at a birth. No, let me rephrase. You wouldn't do magic at an anniversary like you would do at a birthday party, or like at a wedding at a birthday party, vice versa. You've got to always adapt. It goes into adaptability as well. You've got to know the people. If you've got quite laid back people, you can be a bit laid back, tell a few jokes. If it's more of a formal event, you don't really want to be informal. You kind of want to adjust yourself, talk a bit more formal. Then if you break somebody down slowly with the magic, you can do that then. So yeah, that kind of goes into adaptability. It will come naturally once you perform, but definitely understand your audience. Number 9, professionalism. Treat magic as a profession, maintaining a high level of professionalism in all aspects. Manage bookings, contracts, and interact with clients with utmost professionalism. Now, this is for them pro magicians that I'm talking to right now. I feel like this is an important point, so I'm gonna lean in. This kind of goes to myself. I don't feel like I'm pro yet, but I've dabbled into the magic business. And yeah, you've got to... I think a lot of people don't realise that if you want to do magic on the gig scene, if you want to gig in, you've got to have professionalism. And AI is spot on there. I feel like if you don't, you won't get treated seriously. And you've got to treat yourself as a business. And I know a lot of magicians are artists. They love the art behind it. I love it. I love creating an art. And I found it at first hard for the business because it kind of makes it boring. It makes it a job and you don't really want to do it and you hate it. And it's like, why have I done this? I just love the artistry behind it. I feel like you've got to go hard in one and then hard in the other as well. So yeah, manage your bookings, contracts, interactions with clients. I feel like that's a good podcast episode to ask AI in the future. However, yeah, you've got to treat it as a professional, like you would with any business. Like when I'm in the shop, I treat it obviously as my job as well. So I'm always professional to all my customers. Obviously the customers I know, once you get to know them over time, you make friends with them as well. But yeah, definitely professionalism is very key if you want to take your magic more seriously, especially on the gig scene. And guys, last but not least, we have made it to 23 minutes on the video. Last but not least, feedback and reflection. Seek constructive feedback from peers and mentors to identify areas for improvement. Regularly reflect on your performances and analyse what worked well and what could be enhanced. Going back to that Magic Circle story, the one I told way earlier in the episode where Charles told me to stop the Dynamo Shuffle, then I class him as a mentor, and he identified areas that I could improve on. You can always do that from your family, from magicians, from at gigs as well, learning yourself, and always reflect on your performances. Get somebody to record you at gigs or performing, or when you're practicing, get a camera set up. Do you know what I mean? You don't need like a big camera, you just use your phone camera and you watch yourself back. That's one thing I found hard. I find it really hard to watch myself back, but once I do it over and over again, you get used to it. But guys, this has been a really fun episode. I didn't realise how fun this would be. I'm going to do this quite often. The last thing that Chat GPT has told me, and I'm gonna say it like I said it, like it said to me. So I'm going to look straight in the camera, but looking down at my phone at the same time. So I'm going to try this. Remember, becoming the best magician involves a holistic approach that combines technical skills, creativity, and a deep understanding of your audience. Stay dedicated, keep learning, and enjoy the magical journey. That's what AI has said to me, guys. And listen, I didn't even need my notes for that. AI just generated that for me, and I found this episode really good, guys. So listen, if you're still here, pat yourselves on the back. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this helped. There were gems in this episode. I've told a few stories in this episode. But guys, if you enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, rate on the podcast on YouTube. I really appreciate you as well. We're heading up to Christmas soon, so make sure you get all your presents, make sure Santa's got all your stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, got the you see how we've changed for the people on YouTube, how we've changed from spider webs to all these tassels and stuff now. Yeah, we're in Christmas season now. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode of AI creating how you can become the best magician, I hope this helps you for any magicians from pro to all the way to beginner. Guys, my name is Ricky2ra. Peace, stay strong, and remember, always follow your dreams.